Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today I'll be showing you how to play the new Super Mario Bros. Wonder game on Yuzu Emulator. Now the things you'll need is the Yuzu emulator itself, the prod keys, and the game itself. And once you have all of these, let's get started. So we start off by running Yuzu for the first time. It will throw you this error saying encryption keys are missing. Now that's normal, don't worry about it, just press OK. After that, it will ask you to collect anonymous data. You can press yes or no. For now, I'm gonna press no. Now, once we're in here, as you can see, it says double click to add a new folder to the game list. So not the file, but the folder that the game is in. And make sure it's unzipped. It's not like a .raw or .zip. It's a .xci and in some cases a .nsp. But yeah, this is where you select the folder that the game is in. So it could be on your desktop, in your downloads, or any other folder you make. So yeah, double click. And in my case, it's called Yuzu Games. Now select this folder. And while we're in here, right click and make sure scan subfolders is checked. Now, as you can see, nothing is showing up here, and that is because we did not add the prod keys yet. So what you want to do is go to File and Open Yuzu folder. Now in here, you want to look for the keys folder. It should be here already. If it's not, you can make it. In here, there will be an auto-generated file. You shouldn't really need to care about it. And from here, you just want to put your prod keys into this folder. Now you can close out of this, and you can close out of Yuzu and open it again. Now let this update, and as you can see, all your games are here, including Super Mario Bros. Wonder. But let me show you all the best settings for the best FPS and overall performance. So to do that, go to Emulation and Configure. Now under General, you don't have to do anything, but if you want the same UI look as I have, you can go to UI and go to Dark Colorful. Now in System, keep all of this the same. If you have multiple people playing on your computer, you can make multiple profiles so you don't have to delete your little brother's save and he gets angry or something like that. It's pretty straightforward by adding it here. And check my online tutorial for Yuzu if you want to know how to play with your friends. Now under CPU, keep this on auto, and that's basically it. Now for graphics, this is kind of important. If you have anything better than like an Intel HD, so like a graphics card, like an NVIDIA graphics card or an AMD graphics card, in my case it's a 4070 Ti, which is overkill for emulation of course, make sure to use Vulkan API. Basically just try it with Vulkan API, and if it really trips out, it's probably because you don't have a great graphics card. And if it does, then you can always go back to OpenGL, but keep it on Vulkan for the best performance. Now make sure these two are checked. It will help a lot as well with performance. Again, unless you have Intel HD, keep this on GPU, but otherwise you can switch it to CPU. And yeah, basically keep all of this the same, at least at the start. And only if you have FPS and still performance headroom, go to resolution and you can 2x or 3x or whatever x your resolution. Now I'm going to do 2x because I know my computer is overkill anyway, but keep this on 1x and don't use the experimental ones if you can. Now if you have a horrible FPS, you can try the 0.5, but it won't look great obviously. But yeah, I recommend it. Keep it on 1x, and if you know your computer is good, then keep it on 2x. Now window adapting filter, bilinear or nearest neighbor is fine. Don't use AMD FSR because it's just heavy, okay? Anti-aliasing, keep it on none, but I'm gonna use SMAA because again, my computer is overkill. You can always enable this later if you don't have any issues. Now you don't have to mess around with FSR sharpness because we didn't choose FSR here. Now under advanced, keep the accuracy on high. If you have FPS issues, you can try normal. For some games, it's actually better to have it on normal, but for this one, I'm just gonna keep it high. Now anisotropic filtering, keep it on automatic, it's fine. And keep this on uncompressed. Now, here's some experimental extra options. I would not select any of these unless you have FPS issues. Oh, mamma mia! Sorry. But yeah, you can try screwing around with these if you have FPS issues, basically. Now under audio, here you can pick your output device on the second option, as well as your microphone if the game needs it for some parts. And this is where you can change the volume to 200% down to obviously 0%. Now, I like keeping it at around 60, 70%. It really depends on your headphone setup. Now, you can also mute the audio when you're not in Yuzu, so when you click out, it mutes. Can be helpful. Now, another important thing is controls. So in my case, I'm using my Xbox One controller. This list should refresh by itself now. You used to have a refresh button, but it's gone. And I always like to simulate the Pro controller because it's the most similar to my own controller. Now technically, as you can see, everything is already set up, so you don't have to do anything here. You can change your dead zones. Mine are still fine. If you want to change something, you just click on the button and then press the button on your controller, and then you make a new profile just by typing a name and pressing OK. Make sure to save it, of course. And yeah, make sure this is green, because that's, you know, connecting the controller to the actual virtual switch, aka Yuzu. And make sure console mode is on docked. And if you want to turn off vibration, you can do it down here. And yeah, my controller doesn't have motion, so you can turn it off or on. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, after this, you can press OK, and you're ready to play the game. Now, the game is running perfectly fine, but obviously it will build up some shaders. So don't be afraid if there's a couple of lag spikes at the start. That's pretty much normal. Now, I sadly can't show you the gameplay, but here's a funny clip I found online. Now, if this worked for you, please comment it down below and leave a like on the video, as well as subscribing. It's really appreciated. And if anything doesn't work, join my Discord server. The link is in the description. And yeah, peace out, guys. Have fun. Peace. Check out my Twitch.